Al Haymon believes Andrew is the future of the light heavyweight division. He's only 26 years old. He had a great showing with Stevenson, you know, in the last fight, and Al was very impressed with his boxing ability, and you know, he believes he's this future star of the light heavyweight division.
So the November 1st, Chicago used to be about 100 years ago, or almost 100 years ago, one of the premier boxing towns
And you know, we've been working really hard to bring that back
for many years.
Yeah.
But it could be a really big jump seeing Andrew here, who's well known, and Showtime coming back to Chicago. How important is it for the city? I mean, we know it's important for Andrew.
Sure, it's important for everyone involved that we have a real good showing on November 1st. I believe Andrew is you know, a household name in Chicago, not just to the Polish people, but to all the people, Hispanic, African American, just everybody has fallen in love with Andrew, and I think we'll see that on November 1st. But I do want to say it's important for people to come out and be part of this event and support Andrew and support everyone involved. I mean, tickets are priced from $31 and up. They're starting at $31. It's affordable. It's a Saturday night. It's a Saturday Showtime night. So we're pretty excited about it. And like I said, we're hoping that all the people from Chicago come out and support it.
People do not believe in Andrew. I mean, outside of us living in Chicago, you working with him, I know him 10 years or whatever. But before the fight in Canada, he wasn't a guy, you know, he was not the guy who could believe he can punch. Now, it's completely different. Is it better for him?
That he's a puncher?
Yeah, no, it's better because it's a kind of like a weird equation of he's not good enough. I mean, he's good enough to fight him, but the big names, could they be afraid to fight him because
of his power?
Yeah.
Well, there comes a point where they're not going to have a choice. You know, he after his performance with Stevenson, he's proven himself to be a top contender. And there's only a few of those top contenders that you can interchange and mix or match. And he's one of them. So whether it's Stevenson or Kovalov or Hopkins, at some point, they're going to have to, you know, fight Fonfara.
You said that you were convinced the next year he's going to fight one of those three guys you just mentioned.
There's nobody else for him to fight.
I mean, they have to want to fight him.
Well, yeah, and I mean, those guys want to fight the best, and Andrew's proven himself to be one of the best. You know, the boxing fans want to see competitive fights. They don't want to see mismatches. So who are they going to fight? You know, after Kovalov fights Hopkins, his opportunity is going to be possibly Stevenson. Okay, who's after Stevenson? Fonfara. You know, so there's a lot of people in the mix. You know, we talked about Stevenson. We talked about Kovalov. If Kovalov beats Hopkins, and depending on how he can possibly beat Hopkins, you know, Hopkins may retire. If Hopkins beats Kovalov, there's probably a rematch clause. So who knows? If Kovalov beats Hopkins, he's going to go after Stevenson. Meanwhile, Andrews, you know, sometime next year is going to be in a super big fight with one of those guys. Whether it's, you know, Chad Dawson, whether it's Kovalov, whether it's he's going to be in a big fight next year with one of those guys. And I truly believe, based on his confidence and ability from the last fight, that he will be putting a world championship belt around his waist next year.
Dominic Pesoli, one of Andrew's promoter, almost an optimist, but I remember the times when Andrew was a, whatever, 146.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are the bad times.
Listen, when Andrew moved to the light heavyweight division, I saw a completely different fighter.
We all did.
We all did. And I told you, I was pretty confident. A lot of people didn't give Andrew a chance with Stevenson. You know, Showtime and
True.
Was getting Steven Espinoza was getting a hard. A lot of people were giving him a hard time about that match. And look at the fight. It was an unbelievable fight. And quite honestly, Andrew almost stopped Stevenson.
Yeah, one punch away.
I mean, it was just, he almost stopped him. He had him down in the 9th. It was a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight.
I think that outside of, we knew he had the power, but everybody now has to believe, and they are believing in something which is kind of intangible, a heart. You have to have an unbelievable heart.
And he proved that as well.
And he proved big time, going down
Getting
in
down
the
in the first, going down in the 5th, coming right back, pounding his chest.
Absolutely.
I mean, he gained the respect of everyone. If you're going to lose the fight, he lost the fight in the right way. He gained more respect from the people and from the fans, even though he lost the fight. Because he lost it with heart. He lost it with dignity. He lost it with trying his hardest. And that's all you can do. And people have to respect that, I mean, and I truly respect that. It takes a lot of balls to get in the ring like that against one of the top pound for pound light heavyweights in the world.